Hello everybody and welcome to this Verbling class. My name is Teacher Amy and today's class is a writing class. So if you would like to practice your writing, then do come along in and join us. Today's topic is stories. So I've got a list of interesting story starters for you. And your purpose, or what you're supposed to do in this class, is to choose a story starter and then write something to follow on from that. So it should be a fun class. Before we get started, I'll just wait for everybody to get here and I'll let you know about a couple of things that might help you a little bit with your time here on Verbling. The first page that I'm posting there is my Facebook page, and if you're a Facebook person, this is a really great way to keep in touch with your English studying as you go through your week. I don't know about you, but I seem to have an addiction to logging onto Facebook at any point when I feel slightly bored. And so as soon as you log on, if you see a Verbling teacher has posted something, maybe you'll be directed back to your English learning. Who knows? It might be worth a try. So check out my Facebook page, and there are lots of other Verbling teachers you can follow as well. If you would like to find out more information about a particular teacher, then you need to head to their Verbling teacher page, which is the second link that you'll see in the chat box. This is where you'll find out any kind of information you need to know about who the teacher is and what they do, also about when they're free. So if you want to check out a teacher's schedule, have a look at their teacher page and you'll see when they offer private tutoring sessions and when they offer their classes. So you can attend a class or book a slot with them. If you have any questions about anything that's not answered for you, then you can email via the messaging feature on the Verbling teacher page as well. So good luck with those two pages. I'm going to say hello to Valentina. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear.
Great, wonderful. I just had yes, fine. In my last class, I don't know what happened at the beginning. It was a little bit slow, so I just wanted to check. So I don't think I've met you before, have I, Valentina?
No, yes, it's not the first time with you.
It's not? So when did we meet each other? Can you remind me? Where are you from?
I'm from Italy. I live in Rome.
Ah, that's right. I do remember you now. I don't actually
do you remember?
Yes, I do. Sorry, Valentina. It's sometimes hard to keep track of everybody when you don't see them. Well, when you don't see their faces, you only have a voice to remember, which is quite tricky.
Okay.
So how's everything going for you? How's your English learning going?
Yes, I'm studying English for work.
Yeah?
Yes, but I love foreign languages in general because I graduated into foreign languages and technical translation at the university.
Awesome.
And I'd like to keep. I like to keep a friendly English.
All right. What's your job? Do you work as a translator?
Yes, I'm translating technical documents from Italian into English, from English into Italian.
Awesome.
And I'm teaching. Yes, and I'm teaching.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're very similar to me, Valentina. Apart from I speak Spanish, not Italian.
No, you're better than me. No, you're better than me.
I don't think we know. How can we tell? But anyway, it's lovely to talk to you. I've shared the link to today's document in the chat box, guys, if you want to check that out. So welcome, Valentina. Let's say hi to Riyadh. How are you, Riyadh?
Hi, how are you?
Good to I don't think I've met you before.
Yeah, I think it's my first time with you, Miss Amy.
Great. Well, I haven't forgotten about you. That's good news. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you. How's it
Where
going
are you
with
from?
you?
It's going great, thank you, Riyadh. It's Friday for me. Woohoo!
Yeah, you look better. I mean, you look nice. I think you were sick last day. Weren't you?
I was sick last week, unfortunately, but I'm better, so that's good. I've been better for the whole week. It's wonderful.
Nice to hear that. I'm from Algeria, by the way.
From Algeria. That's awesome. I don't think I've had any other students from Algeria before.
Nice to be my first, your first one.
Absolutely, it's very exciting. All right, guys, so we won't spend too much time talking because I want you to get writing today. So if you want to have a look at the document, click on it. I just want to say welcome to Vladimir again. Hey, Vladimir.
I'm still doing great.
You're still
Glad to see
doing
you
great.
again.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, so if you guys can click on the link that I've shared with you, you can access the document. And I'm just going to share my screen for a moment so that we can see what we've got. I'll zoom in there. Basically, your task today, everybody, is to choose at least one. If you're really fast, you can do more than one, or if you run out of ideas, to choose one of these story starters. Now, I've given you 7, and you can read those through. Basically, they are the beginning of a story, and you have to write the next part of the story. So you can let your imaginations run wild and write whatever you like. We won't read through them together because I think they're a bit long. But if there are words that you don't understand or you want to check anything with me, then please let me know. I'm just going to be staying here for the whole time. What we will do is, if you'd like to, you can write straight onto the Google document. So if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, please type underneath the stories so that we don't get them moving up and down all the time. And if it was me, I'd type Amy, and I'd say number 3, and then I'd start my story. And then, da-da-da, suddenly, da-da-da. Okay? As you can see, my typing's pretty good. There we go. And you can write the rest of your piece down here, or alternatively, you can write it somewhere else on your computer, and then you can copy and paste it into the document just before we correct. So I will give you probably about 20 minutes. If we don't have any more students arrive, maybe another 5. Take your time to think about what you want to write. Try and stretch yourself. Use your best English. And then we'll spend the second part of the lesson reading each other's stories and correcting your work. So if you don't have any other questions, you can get started. If you do, just ask.
Should I choose now?
Yep, go ahead. You don't have to you don't have to tell us what you're doing. You just have to choose one and start writing.
Okay.
All right, so I will keep quiet. If you can keep your microphones on mute, then we'll all be quiet for each other, and I'll get back to you in about 20 minutes, guys, unless you have anything to ask.
Would you please?
Oh, sorry, Riyadh. Can you unmute yourself and ask me again? I didn't mean to do that.
Okay. So would you please send the link again, please?
Yeah, sure. There we go. Sorry to interrupt the writing, guys. I think that there may be some students out there who are trying to get into the class who are having a problem. So if that is you, if you are having a problem, it would be much appreciated if you could just get in touch with Verbling to see if there's anything that they can do. I don't know what's happening. I just got kicked out of the class as well. For the writers who are busy thinking and writing, I'll give you another 5 to 10 minutes, boys. So I will see you in 5 to 10 minutes. See how you're going. If you finish, of course, please let me know. We can get started on your corrections.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, you're ready. Awesome. Where have you put your writing, Vladimir? Is it down the bottom? Nope. Could you,
No, where should I put it?
wherever you like. Is it this one here, just underneath my name? No?
Okay, I
If
put
you...
it in the verbal chat.
Perfect. All right, just a second. I'll paste
Oh,
it into the
there
document.
are just 3 of us there.
Yes, I know, and I've got had a couple of. Well, it's a bit strange. I think there may be something going awry because another student's been writing messages to me saying she's stuck and she can't get in. So I'm not quite sure what's going on today. And anyway, we'll just continue. There's not much else we can do. So there we go. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next page and make it a bit bigger and ask you if you would please read it for us.
Okay, sure. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
so we're going to start, Vladimir, with the beginning of number 5. So if you could read this part for us first, and then we'll scroll down, okay?
Okay, I've been out of work for a few months and respond to an unusual ad online that reads, "Team seeking full-time associate who isn't afraid of ghosts." They call and tell you. They called and told me to come in. I was intrigued and desperate for work, and went to their office and got hired on the spot. Moments later, there was a call, and I had my first assignment.
Okay, can't wait to read what you write. Off you go.
Okay, I had to go to the old strange building. The neighbors said they heard some strange sounds inside. I was too scared to go here alone, so I called my best friend to go there with me. The house looked really intimidating, but we decided to go in. I asked my friend if he has a torch. He didn't have, but he had a phone with torch application. We both, we both were modern story.
Yeah.
We both were scared, but tried not to show it to each other. We discovered the first floor and went to the second. While going upstairs, I heard a strange sound. "Maybe just wind," whispered my friend. "Yeah, probably you are right," I answered. We decided to keep going, but the sound became louder and louder as we went through the second floor. Yeah, it was heard from the very last room. We were extremely scared, but I really wanted to know what it is. As we came close, I saw somebody flying inside. "Oh heck!" screamed my friend. "It's a freaking ghost!" Both we realized that the building is haunted and ran away out of there. As we were in a safe place, I called my new employer and told him that this job is not for me. I would not go into that house again for any money.
That's very funny, Vladimir. Okay. Very nice writing. All right, so let's see if there's any corrections we can make. I had to go to the old strange building. The neighbors said they heard some strange sounds outside. That's absolutely fine. Usually we would say noises, to be honest, some strange noises. Yeah, but sound is fine. I was too scary to go there.
Yeah, there.
Alone. So I called my best friend to go there with me. The house looked really intimidating, but we decided to go in. I asked my friend if he had a torch, because this is all in the past, okay?
Oh, okay, okay.
He didn't have. What we would usually say is he didn't have one. He didn't have one. But he had a phone with a torch application. We both were scared. We were both scared. We were both scared. But we tried not to show it to each other. We discovered the first floor and went to the second. This is totally fine grammatically.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about this word, discovered.
Yeah, to discover is probably not quite the right one. I'd probably say, because to discover means like to find something for the first time. And I think probably you know that there's a first floor. It's not like you're discovering a first floor. It's more like you're exploring or looking around or something more like that. Because a discovery is as if you didn't know there was a first floor, and then suddenly you go, oh, there's a first floor, look what we've discovered, which isn't quite right, yeah? Right, so should we put explored? Explored the first floor?
Sounds better.
And went to the second, and then went to the second, I would say. While going upstairs, I heard a strange sound or noise. Maybe it's just the wind. You can say maybe it's just wind, but usually we would say the wind, because we treat it, I don't know why, we treat it as if it's one thing, and especially in spooky stories, it's really typical to try and like hope that the ghost is just the wind. Whispered my friend. You don't need a hyphen. You just go straight for the whispered. Yeah, probably. You're right. I answered. Okay, same here. Okay, we would say you're probably right. You're probably right. We decided to keep going. Yep, better to have just a comma, because you've got but as the next word, and we don't usually start a sentence with that. So we decided to keep going. But the sound became louder and louder. The sound got louder and louder. We don't use the word become very much unless we're talking about transformation, whereas this is talking about like an increase in intensity. So we would say got, probably.
Okay.
As we went through the second floor, it was heard from the very last room. It came from the very last room. Or we could hear it coming from the very last room. Because if it was heard from the very last room, it means that the person listening is standing in the very last room and can hear something. So the meaning's not quite the same.
I see.
Okay?
Yeah, I see it now.
So let's say it came, or you can say we heard it coming. From the very last room. We were extremely scared, but really wanted to know what it was. Don't forget, if you need to reverse the verb and the subject in a statement, otherwise it sounds like a question. So what it is or what it was. As we came close, Because you're talking about something that's happening to these people, we would usually say got close, because come is always an action that's towards you, okay? And this isn't towards you, this is towards the ghost. As we got close, I saw somebody flying inside. Oh, I love this part. Oh, heck, screamed my friend. Nicely put, Vladimir. I would probably say more likely, or if you want to be more politically correct, oh my gosh, okay? But oh heck is fine. It's nice. Oh heck, oh my gosh, screamed my friend. It's a freaky ghost. Both we realized that the building is haunted. Okay, hang on. Yeah, we both realized. Both realized that the building was haunted.
Oh.
And ran away out of there. As I'd say, as soon as we were in the safe place, I called my new employer and told him that this job was not for me. I wouldn't go into that house again for any money. All right, awesome. Really nice writing, Vladimir. So don't forget, just when you're checking through, try to make sure that your tenses are like all in the past tense, because that was your main mistake, really.
Yeah, I see.
So it wasn't anything that you didn't understand as such, just that you forgot that you were supposed to use the past tense. And then a couple of kind of idiomatic things, like the use of the verb discover, which isn't used very much in English compared to other languages. So we often use other things like find out or explore. Don't forget it's the wind. And don't forget, when you're using verbs like, when you're using extra words like both or probably, you need to put them in the correct place. So we put we were, verb, both, and then you put the adjective. And probably always comes after the verb, okay? And then we have this thing at the end. Just the more natural way of saying it. You'll hear native speakers say, oh yeah, you're probably right, not you probably are right, yeah? That's okay, but the emphasis changes, so this one's more common. What else have we got to go through? Well, everything else is pretty straightforward. That was a really awesome piece of writing. Well done.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
Is it okay to use so many get, got in written English?
Yes, I know. It seems a bit repetitive, doesn't it? I know. It depends. With this kind of story, just because of the tone of the rest of your writing, it's absolutely fine. Because this is like not too formal. But if you are writing a formal piece, then it's better to use different verbs. But become probably still wouldn't be suitable. You could say, for example, as we moved close, or as we moved closer, as we crept closer. You could change your verb to something a bit more descriptive. What was the other one I changed? This one. The sound got louder and louder. So you could say something a bit more descriptive, like the sound exploded in our ears, or the sound got louder and louder is probably like the most obvious way of saying it, to be honest. Or I'm trying to think of something else to say. Yeah, I would literally, I think in that particular instance, we would always say got louder. It's not that it's informal speech, it's just that that's the particular verb that we use for that particular situation. We wouldn't say the sound became louder.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, it's up to you. So with writing, you're free to use more exciting vocabulary if you can think of it. But yeah, it's totally up to you. This is still a great story. It's just not as sort of literature, you know, poetic. But it's still perfectly good. All right, well done. Okay, let's see if Valentina's ready. Are you ready, Miss Valentina?
Yes.
Wonderful. Where is your writing?
Okay.
Could you paste it into the document or the chat box?
Yes, I'm trying to put the document.
Okay.
It's not so long in reality.
Is it this one here, number 3?
Yes.
All right, so let's read the beginning, Valentina, and then we'll read your part. So, could you read this, please?
Yes.
Yeah, can you see that okay?
Yes, okay. Yes, okay. You go in for a rather complex dental procedure, and the dentist has to put your hand in order to complete it. When you wake up, so you are no longer in the dentist office. We are on a train with a briefcase and cuffed to your wrist. Just as you are soaking in this situation, a man walks in with a gun and points it at you. What happens?
Dum 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 dum. Keep going. Could you read your part?
Yes, and then suddenly I think that I have to find a way to survive. In a flash, I threw my briefcase on him. At that moment, the ticket inspector sees what is happening. He understands I'm trying to protect myself from that man, and he helped me to stop him from attacking me. Finally, he fell to the ground and the police arrested him.
Wonderful. All right. So what we've got when we start this one is like exactly like we had for number 5, which is the one Vladimir chose. Then it's sort of like explaining your situation. So it's using the present tense and the second person talking about you. So when we go to your writing, you've stuck with the present tense, which is absolutely fine. So let's have a look. And then suddenly, I think that I have to find a way to survive. When you say I think, are you meaning like the process of thinking, or are you meaning your opinion?
At the moment.
At the moment. So you're thinking like the process, like, oh, I'm thinking I should do this type of thing, yeah?
Okay, I'm thinking, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just clarifying because it sounds a little bit like you're giving your opinion, like you're not sure that you have to find a way to survive. If I were you, I'd change this to no, I know, or I realize that I have to find a way to survive.
Okay, I realize. Okay.
In a flash, nice. I throw my briefcase at him. You throw something at somebody.
Okay.
Unless he's like crouched onto the ground, then you could throw something on him. But I think he's not, because he's gonna try and attack you or something. I throw my briefcase at him. At that moment, the ticket inspector sees what is happening. He understands I'm trying to protect myself from the man. I would say the man, because we know which man you're talking about. And he helps me to stop him from attacking me. Very well done, Valentina, because you've got loads of different people and objects and difficult words, but you've put them all in the correct order. Well done. Awesome sentence.
Yes, it's very short. Yes.
We have. Yeah, no, but this is a really good, little good section. Finally, he, unless it's God, we don't use a capital, and I don't think it's God. He fell to the ground. Because we've already used the present tense, we need to stick with it, okay? So finally he falls to the ground.
Okay, yes.
The police arrest him. The police is usually treated like, you know, an uncountable noun, like, or a plural. So we'd use arrest, not arrests. You could say a police officer arrests, okay? There we go. Awesome. Well done, Valentina. Not too many corrections. So So just a couple of things just to remember your verb tense, and usually just be careful about the word think. It's sometimes a little bit vague or a little bit boring.
Yes, realize is better.
Yeah, exactly.
Realize is better in that situation.
I think so. It's up to you as the creative writer, of course. That's just my suggestion. All right, so guys, we've got a few more minutes before we finish. Let us talk a bit about what we've just read, stories. Are you guys into reading fiction? Do you like fiction?
I like fiction movie.
You like fiction movies, did you say?
Movies. Yeah.
Yeah? What's your favorite movie, Vladimir?
Oh.
Do you have one?
Artificial intelligence.
Artificial Intelligence. Is that the name of a movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Ah, I haven't heard of it. Who's in it? Is it
It's
famous?
very famous.
Is it? Oh, I'm not really good on the movie side of things.
The
Let me look
producer
it up.
is Stephen King.
Oh, it's Stephen King. That's why I haven't seen it, because it's scary. Is it scary?
Maybe it's not that scary.
If it's me, it's scary. I'm a complete wimp, Vladimir, so anything that looks even the slightest bit scary, definitely I don't watch it. What's it about? You say you can tell me, because I will probably never see this. But I've read a few books by Stephen King, and they are good. He's a great writer. What's this one about?
It is about a family that had their own child, but it was sick, really sick, and they asked a professor to make artificial intelligence child, so like a robot child for them. Yeah, and after that, their own child became healthy, and he didn't get along with the robot child, so they got rid of him, and he had to survive in this world.
By himself?
Yep.
Oh, wow. So, and the story is this main part of the story?
It's basically about a robot child who was trying to survive in this world and was trying to find a way to become a real human.
Oh, it doesn't actually sound that scary. I agree with you.
It's not scary. It's really interesting.
Ah, well, I will keep my eyes open for that. It sounds quite cool. Are you a Stephen King fan, Valentina?
Sorry?
Are you a fan of the writer Stephen King? Have you heard of him?
Stephen King, yes.
Do you read some of his books?
Yes, many years ago.
Oh, okay, but not.
Yes, I can't remember the title of the book.
No worries, that's fine. And are you a movie watcher?
Movie by Stephen King. No.
In general, what kind of movies do you watch?
Other genres of movies.
Other genres,
such as,
like me.
Yes, comic movies, fiction,
Comedy?
romantic movies, comedy.
Yeah.
Sorry, comedy movies, romantic movies, fiction.
Mhm.
Yes.
So just lots of movies in general.
Recently, I've seen 50 Shades of Grey.
You've seen 50 Shades of Grey. That is,
Yes.
what would you
Yes,
say?
it's a family movie, yes.
A family.
Yes.
What did you think of it? I'm very intrigued, Valentina. Have you read the book?
Yes, no, because I read all the books.
Yeah? And what was the
Yes.
movie like?
Yes, I like it. Yes,
It was
I like
good?
it very much. Yes.
Ah, I haven't actually met anybody who's seen it, although obviously it's rather controversial. Have you seen it, Vladimir?
No, I haven't. So please don't spoiler.
It's a favorite movie.
Do you think it's a girls' movie, Valentina, or is it okay for boys as well?
No, in particular that film attracted many women.
I think so. I think,
Yes.
yeah, I would have to agree with you. I've read the first book in the series, but I haven't read the others. And I haven't
No,
seen
I
the
read
film.
all the books.
And are you a fan, would you say? Did you like them all?
Yes, but the books are better than the movie.
Yeah. I think that's often the case, isn't it? Because books have much more in them, and the movie has to miss out quite a bit because it's maybe shorter and you've got to tell a story visually. What's your favourite book, Vladimir? If your favourite movie is Artificial Intelligence, which I'm going to look up.
Reading books is not my cup of tea. I prefer watching movies.
So you don't read very much? Only when you're
No.
practicing your English?
I prefer speaking with people. It's much better.
Ah, okay. You prefer speaking with people. Fair enough. And Valentina, you prefer reading?
Yes, yes. At present, I'm reading an English book.
Mm-hmm.
The title is Eat, Pray, Love.
Ah, that I have seen the movie, but I haven't read the book.
Okay, the contrary for me. I never seen the movie, but I'm reading the book.
And what do you think of it? Because I've heard some people say they loved it, and some people say it's boring.
Yes, yes, a little. Yes, it's a bit heavy.
Oh, okay. It's a bit heavy. That makes sense. Because the movie was okay, but it wasn't really exciting. It was just kind of like, oh, yeah, it kept my interest, but I wouldn't say it was very exactly life-changing, and I wasn't glued to the screen.
Okay, so the movie is better, isn't it?
I would say so, probably. I love Julia Roberts, so I don't really care if she's in it. I usually like it.
Yes, me too.
That's an interesting question, actually, for you, Vladimir. Do you care about the actors or the actresses in a film? Or do you have favourites that you always like to watch?
No, not really.
Not really?
I'm more interested in the plot.
Yeah. And what kind of movies do you generally watch? Like science fiction or action?
I like horror movies, but there are not so much good horror movies. Both of them are like comedies for me.
So you don't find them scary, you find them kind of entertaining in a funny way?
Yeah.
You and me would not get on well with our movie watching, Vladimir.
Most of horror movies look so Hollywoodic. Like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And in actual fact, I think some movies, the most scary movies, aren't actually horror movies. They're like, you know, a different genre, and they have moments of really tense, where you feel a bit scared, but they're not really just about blood and cutting people up and stuff.
You know, I think a good movie has to make you think that has to make you forget that you are watching a movie. Like you think that it is real.
That's true, actually. That's a really nice way of analysing it. I'd say probably all my favourite movies are definitely tick that box. So you kind of just get so absorbed that you forget what you're doing. Yeah.
Exactly.
What's your favourite book, Valentina? Do you have one?
My favorite book? I love many books in general. I don't have a book.
Don't have a favourite. Do you have a favourite author?
For example, yes, I like a Spanish writer. The name is Isabel Allende.
Ah, yeah, I've read some of her books.
Okay, yes, I read many books written by this writer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for example, I think that the translation, the English translation is the house of ghosts.
The House of Ghosts?
Yes, the house of ghosts. Do you remember that book?
I don't know. It doesn't ring a bell. Perhaps I haven't read that one. But I'm trying to think of the name of one that I have read by Isabel Allende. Something Luna, about a girl whose name was Luna.
No, Luna is another book.
Really? My
Yes.
memory's terrible, Valentina. I will have to look this up.
Okay, no
I've got a
problem.
list of things to do at the weekend.
It's a story. It's a story about a family, and a member of family has special powers.
Oh.
She can see the future. Yes.
It sounds cool. I will have to do that. So this weekend I'm going to try and read that and then watch Artificial Intelligence. Alright guys, well done for some great writing. It was lovely to have you two in class. I don't know what happened with everybody else, but never mind, we still had a fun time. I hope you have a really good weekend if I don't see you beforehand. And maybe I will see you next week. So take care. See you later.
Okay, bye. Thank
Bye.
you. Great lesson.
Bye.